Welcome back, trainer. So in this video, we're just going to be talking about what I've been up to, how the grind's been going, and just everything in general here. So as you can see, I do have the shiny Gligar, which I'm very happy that it's raining, received from Scarlet Witch. She did give me this yesterday. I did give her a older 2016 Sandslash, in which we tried to make it go lucky, but unfortunately it did not. The IVs, are they ideal for PvP at least? Not quite, but not horrible as well. But nonetheless, still have the shiny Gligar, then evolved it into Gliscor. So we're looking fantastic. I did tap on, a whole lot. Let's just say like around 350 to 400 of them, around there, maybe. I know it seems like an absurd number, but it's pretty accurate. So anyways, taking a look at my recent catches, a lot of Skorupies in the wild, so if you need candies for those currently, go out there, grind for them. Remember that you can find a lowland Sandshrew as well as the lowland Vulpix in the wild. Did get this one at a house spawn this morning. Possibly they could be shiny for you as well in the wild, so that's pretty interesting to take note of, as well as the regionals that will be spawning in your respective areas can also spawn in the wild and possibly be shiny too, as well as hatching them out of the 7-kilometer eggs. I'll put a little montage over here so you can take a look at all of my 7-kilometer egg hatches. Unfortunately, I did reach my gift limit for the day, so I'm not going to be able to have any more opportunities to open any more of those. And that's going to bring me to my next point, and that is, do you want to spend money? Do you want to spend money on Pokemon Go? Now, there's a lot of different variables regarding that. Now, as you can see, it's pretty barren around here, but anybody can go to, where they live and say, it's barren around here too. But if I take a 10-minute, 5-minute drive, 15, 30, whatever it takes for you to get to your grind area, it can look completely different and abundant with Pokestops and gyms. But unfortunately for Anchorage, Alaska specifically, we don't really have too much. And if you go downtown, you can have a decent amount of stops. It's nothing like whenever I traveled and I see a ton of Pokestops, a ton of spawns everywhere, and you don't really need to purchase Pokeballs to continue the grind. You can just simply spin all these Pokestops that are clustered all next to each other and continue to stay stocked up on those Pokeballs. But for Anchorage, it's a little bit different. If you're out there grinding, you know where the cluster spawns are. You're using your gotcha, going crazy, just catching everything. And just to let you know, you mostly have to drive here to play. You can obviously walk, but you're not going to be on any sort of competitive level. I'm sure you could be. Sure. But if you want to stockpile that dust like crazy, power up a ton of things, stay relevant like I need to be, then I'm going to have to be in the car, as well as getting to one point to another, back home to edit, to this raid, to that raid. It's going to require that. Yeah, we don't have too many Pokestops, and I do invest a ton of cash in this. Now, it's no secrets. I'm not trying to put all my information out there and stuff, but when YouTube is my full-time job currently, and taxes are a thing. They're very real for YouTube, and they're very, very steep. So kind of, the more I spend, the more I'm going to be able to write off on my taxes here. So purchasing Pokeballs and investing in Pokecoins is, okay to some degree, but it can get a bit obsessive, and as well as overdoing it. And lately I'm gonna say I have been like, all right, so pretty much I'm in a competition with Scarlet Witch to see who can get to the most catches. But I realized there's no way I can catch here. Let's look at her. There's no way I can catch up at this point. Let's see. I probably would reach the catch limit, the catch cap, before I was able to do so. And not only that, but the uploads have not been very consistent as well, and I want to stay on the upload, so I'm just going to probably throw in the towel at this point and say I give up. I don't ever really do that. That's something very rare for me to even say or admit or come to terms with, but I am gonna probably call it good. I'm gonna still grind, obviously, but also last Ultra bonus unlock, I just went to town hatching those eggs. As you've seen, I hatched 305, I do believe, eggs with the half distance for the incubators and as well as the eggs, right? So it was a bit much there, and I'm not burnt out to any degree, but my car started to feel it. I feel like my car can't take it too much. It can, but I don't want to push it. Anyways, I did get the shiny Onyx last night. So Onyx are spawning in the wild, and I decided to go. I made a cup of coffee, guys, like around after I uploaded my video last night. It's pretty late, like maybe around 12:30 a.m. So 12:30 in the morning, and brewed a cup of coffee, took it with me, went out grinding for about, I'd say, 2 hours or so, until I reached a point where even drinking coffee was just not cutting it because of me getting up early or not getting enough sleep or just being extremely exhausted in general. So I guess this was neat. I felt like it was a bit of like a sign to keep going. So yeah, pretty neat. And then as well as these other shinies here. Oh, and look at the Feebas. So if we go back 2 videos, while I was going over the specific Hoenn region shinies that are going to be spawning in the wild that you can potentially shiny check, I was saying that I'm going to probably get shiny Feebas first because I do catch this quite often, have good odds for it. And guess what? I caught it. I caught the shiny Feebas. Knew it. Well, it's Go Plus. So what did I say? It was right on point. So anyways, yeah, that's pretty much the rundown here. Do you actually personally want to invest in money in this game? If it's not an asset, if it's a liability, which for most people it's a liability, investing into a mobile app game, it can add up fairly quick, and you never know. Do you want to do that? It depends on your area. If I lived in a city with plentiful items and Pokestops and spawns and gyms and all that, great stuff, I wouldn't spend nearly as much as I am on it as I am currently right now, because I would just simply walk around and play. Not only that, my car would be loving that, sitting in the garage without having to be used too often. But yeah, here it's a whole different story. So whether or not you want to invest in this game is really going to come down to hobbies and what else do you do outside of Pokemon Go. Are you spending a bunch of money on other things, or do you not really do much? The only thing you're really doing is playing Pokemon Go. Therefore, investing in it is slightly justifiable as a hobby, and you're not really spending anything anywhere else. Therefore, you can spend and indulge a little bit more in Pokemon Go. It's not the way you should look at it, possibly, but at the same time, maybe not so much. It really depends upon where you live, how competitive you are, how much you're trying to stay on the competitive level with a lot of the top other people, or just simply keeping that dust up, powering up new things all the time, as well as PvP is going to cost a lot too. But you can most definitely do all of that without, spending hundreds of dollars in Pokemon Go's shop, just so you can get more incubators and hatch more Pokemon and get more dust and stuff. That's obviously going to help you, but you can also achieve this simply by grinding as well. But like we did go over already, it really is going to depend upon the area in which you are grinding. If you have a ton of stuff, you'll be perfectly fine probably spending very minimal on this game. Probably just buying let's go ahead and take a look here, the Ultra Box. Whenever you do want a few star pieces, super incubators, as well as those raid passes. Raid passes is something you're definitely going to be spending money on if you do play this game quite a bit, because doing raids is very relevant. You want to play with other people, possibly do those challenges, play the new raid bosses and power them up and all that stuff. So it's going to require those raid passes, because you're not going to get a lot of those Pokemon outside of the raids. Regarding the legendaries, that is, you're not going to get any of them unless they do come through in the breakthrough box. But then you're going to have to wait, and then, that's another thing. But currently for oh my goodness, currently for that, it's an Eevee Flower Crown, and I've done 2 and not received a shiny. Don't want to sound entitled, like, I don't get a shiny? I don't like it. I mean, it's still a shiny, low shiny odds, so you gotta, take it how it is. You're not gonna probably get a shiny more than likely. Just a very few rare people out there to actually get that lucky. So you can get legendaries still, without spending money, simply hitting those stamps and then eventually getting those. You also have that free raid pass, which you can just simply use, as well as we did have a couple of days in which they were giving out 2 free raid passes for some sort of error that happened. Yeah, I didn't really report on that. Didn't think it was necessary. Probably should have mentioned it, but yeah, you were able to actually get 2 raid passes. But anyways, you're gonna get a free raid pass a day, and that should, you know, hold you up for the raid that you want to do, that legendary, if you can get a group together, and then you'll be able to get them through the breakthrough box whenever they do release them in there. Currently, there's a few that just you simply cannot get without, you know, going and using a raid pass, like the Mewtwo when it was out, Deoxys now currently, but you can still have that free raid pass and actually complete that. So take note of that. Investing in this game is almost not necessary, but at the same time, it all depends on your area and how your grind really is. And before we end this video here, there's one more factor, big factor as a matter of fact. So that is going to be quality of the game. So Niantic is implementing more features all the time, more updates and events, which I am very happy and grateful for. And then there's another thing, the brokenness of the game. For the amount of income equaling gameplay, it doesn't seem equal at all. It seems like they need to add still more features, more quality of life things, like we previously went over in a video. I think a lot of those they're not going to agree with, but at the same time still should be implemented to some degree so we can play how we like. I know just because, you know, people out there are spending cash doesn't mean that the whole game should be completely changed, but at the same time the raids are slightly broken. There's glitches. The clothes do not, you know, line up correctly. And I'm not trying to be nitpicky, but when it comes down to a company's network like them, I think that it should be a little bit more smooth. And if you actually are watching me somehow, Niantic, don't take it to heart. I still love you guys. Not that you care, but I just feel like the game, for the amount that I'm investing in personally, it's not justifiable. I haven't spent this much in a game in my life. Obviously, I mean, you go and you buy a $60 game, you get the DLC, costs maybe tops $30. And correct me if I'm wrong. I know there's plenty of different DLC prices out there, but let's just say I remember Battlefront. I think it was Star Wars Battlefront, obviously not the old one on, you know, back in the day, which was absolutely amazing. But the newer one that they made for the PlayStation 4, when that was first released, it was like a cash cow for sure. There was no story. Not only that, the gameplay was good. I enjoyed it. They fixed it. They patched things. They gave us the role and a few other things that we wanted and all that stuff. But they didn't implement an actual storyline. And the DLC, it came out, I think it was like $100 after, you know, buying the game and then the DLC. So that's probably the most I've spent on the game. You are paying for internet connection, but I don't really consider that, you know, investing in a game. You have an internet connection for multiple uses, right? If you're playing with other people. So I don't know, guys, it's up to you. Personally, it's a real gamble here, so you never know. What really scares me about this game the most, though, in closing, is the fact that it's all server based, which is fine, you know, but you own nothing. You owe nothing. This is not yours, your account, anything. You are putting the time and all the investment and all whatever you're doing, but at the end of the day, they can shut you down in a blink of an eye for whatever reasons that they want to. Then that there really does frighten me. I never was a fan of games that were server based, simply because you do not have any control of what's happening. Say the server's down, well, you can't play. Say the game gets shut down, well, it's all over. Not like Niantic's going to be getting shut down or they're going to be stopping Pokemon GO. Absolutely not. I'm just giving you an idea as to, you know, it's a little food for thought. You know, just keep that in mind. We owe nothing, and it all can be taken away in a Thanos snap and is dust in the wind. Anyways, thank you for watching, traders. Hope you enjoyed this video. Just giving you a few thoughts on investing. And I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.